Hi everyone, I'm Laura from gosimpli.ca, and today I have an active static workout. So we're going to do this in a Tabata fashion with 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, and exercises in an A-B-A-B. So the A exercise is going to be the active exercise, so it's going to involve some sort of movement, whether it be jumping or lunging or reaching. And then the B exercise is the static version of the same exercise. So whatever it was before, we're just going to hold a position of the previous exercise. I've included both your warm-up and your cool-down, and I don't think we need any equipment, maybe a mat if you're on a really hard floor. Other than that, let's get started. I've got my timer all ready here, so let's get our warm-up started with a boxer shuffle in just a few seconds here. Okay, so we're just shifting our weight from side to side, just getting the heart rate up a little bit from a resting stance and getting the blood pumping through our body. We're doing each exercise in the warm-up for 20 seconds a piece with no break in between, so it's a pretty quick warm-up. Next up is a walking jack. I'm going to do my best all the way through to let you know what's coming up next. If I forget to tell you, remember to look to your top left, and there should be a little preview screen to tell you what exercise is coming up. Okay, so next we have toe touch circles, so feet just past shoulder width. Come down nice and slow, walk across the front, and then twist back up. Excellent. Next we're going to do a torso twist, and on the third one, lift the knee to try and tap that elbow if you can. Next we've got butt kickers. So it's just like you're trying to tap your bum with the heel of your foot. We have one more warm-up exercise after this. And it's an up and out jack, so in front of your body and out to the side. All right, grab some water to have close by during the workout and we'll get started. All right, the first exercise we're going to get started with is an alternating lunge. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. I'm just going to lunge one foot forward and then the other. So this is our active version of the exercise. And remember, we're doing them for 20 seconds apiece with a 10-second rest in between. Okay, so it's an active rest, so that means you're moving a bit. And so now we're going to do the static version, so we're going to do a lunge hold. I'm going to start with my left leg forward, and then sink down into a lunge position and just hold it for that 20 seconds. So the muscles are working really hard to hold the position. My core is trying to keep balance, so it's also working really hard. Okay, another 10-second rest here, and we're going back to that alternating lunge. So the active version. Again, we're just going to do one foot and then the other. Another active rest. And this time for the static hold, I'm going to put my right leg forward. Try to keep both sides of the body even. So right leg forward, drop down, hold. Sometimes I find the hold part of the exercise harder than the movement because the muscles just burn just holding the position. And time can sort of feel like it's standing still. Excellent, so we're done with that one. Next up we have an active exercise. We're doing squat jumps. So bend down into a squat and explode up into a jump. Take your quick rest, try and catch your breath. Not all of them are going to involve jumping like this, there's just a few. And then get down into a squat and hold it. So that bum is sticking out. You're trying to get the line of your back to sort of mimic the line of your shins. Don't let your hands rest. Excellent. Take your break. We're going back to the squat jumps. Okay, so squat down and explode up. It's a little painful. Okay, take your quick break and then we're going to hold the squat, which is hard after we've just been using the same muscles for jumping. So get down and hold it out in front of you. I would probably have more energy for this exercise had my lunch been a little more healthier than it was today. I normally do my workouts in the morning, but take your rest. I had stuff to do today. Okay, we're going to hop down on the floor for a V-sit. So I thought, oh, I'll come home and have lunch first. Okay, so feet up. You can stay like this. For the harder version, lift your arms up as well. And my only problem was I came home starving. And we all know what happens when we come home starving. We don't eat well. So I didn't have the world's best lunch. Let's just leave it at that. And now I'm paying the price. Excellent. Take a wee break. And then we're going to do a V-sit crunch. I'm really wishing I had a bit more healthy carb and a bit of protein. Okay, so to crunch it in, okay, you might be able to put your hands behind your head. I can do it for a few, but it's really quite a challenge. You can keep them down on the ground if you want for a bit of balance, but you're not really supporting your weight so much as just keeping yourself from tipping. Okay, take another break and we're going back to just the plain old V-sit without movement. I actually think that I put this exercise in backwards, didn't I? We're doing the static version and then the active version. But that's okay, because we're doing what we need to do and that's what really matters. Good, okay, so the next one is the crunch. I wonder how many of these I put in backwards like that. Oh, flip-flopped. Oh well. Okay, so we're back to the crunch. If you can, hands behind your head. Or you can hold them out in front for a bit of balance. Or you can rest them just on the ground. Awesome. Okay, we're going to flip over onto our tummy and we're going to do some back bows. This is active first, I promise. Okay, so you're going to arch up and then let it down. Okay, take a little rest. Now we're going to hold that exercise. So we're going to get up in the high part of the back bow and just hold it there. So we rise up and hold it. If it gets really hard, you can pull your arms in If it's still too hard, you can pull your legs in. Okay, but the longer out you are, the more of a challenge it will be for your body. Okay, take your rest, and now we're going to do the active back bow again. So raise up and down. My other problem right now is it's very close to Halloween, and we have Halloween treats in the house. Not a good thing either. Not at all. Not for my kids, not for my husband, not for me. Never been very good at ignoring those things. Okay, so the hold. But that's okay because we're here, we're exercising, so we're taking care of our body in that way. And understanding that every now and then a treat is just, well, it's soul food. It makes your soul feel good. Even when we know it's not really good for our diets and healthy lifestyle. Okay, now we are going to do side hip raises. So pick whichever side you want to start on. We'll do both sides. Okay, so you can have full legs out. And again, just lift your hip up. And you can give it a quick tap down if you want for a break. If full out is too hard, you can put a knee down. Okay, so whatever works for you. Okay, and then take your rest. And next we're just going to hold the side plank. So up in the plank, you can put your hand on your hip if you want. You can put it behind your head if you want. Sometimes I like it up in the air. I'm not really sure why. It just feels more comfortable for me. Whatever works for you. Excellent. So now we get to do all of that on the other side. So starting with the hip raise. Remember your variations. You can do it full leg. And if you find that challenging, you can always go down to one knee. So it's whatever works for you. Okay, take your rest, and then we're going to hold the plank. Okay, so again, you can put your hands on your hips, behind your head, up in the air for some strange reason like I do. Awesome. So since we're down on the ground anyways, we're going to move into push-ups next. Excellent. Okay, so you can go from your toes and do a full push-up. If you can do that, that's great. If that's too much, you can always go from your knees. That's fine too. Okay, so you've probably guessed the static version of this. We're just going to hold a plank. I'm going to do mine from my forearms, but you could also do it straight up. Okay, so when you're holding your plank, you're trying not to let that bum stick way up in the air. You're also trying not to let it sag way down. So keep that middle tight. For those of you who've had children, I know you hate looking down at yourself holding a plank, but we really are strengthening those tummy muscles when we do it. It will get better. Back to the push-up. That skin that sort of hangs there, I won't lie, it will never completely disappear without surgery. Again, you can go from your knees, but it will be so much more improved and you will feel so much better about yourself if you try these challenging exercises for your core. And a plank is one of the best ones. It's also really good for your posture. Okay, so back out on that tummy, or not on your tummy, but in the plank, your tummy tight. Your bum hopefully in alignment. Great job. So now we're going to hop, well, I guess we're not really hopping up, we're rolling back over. We're going to do some tricep dips. Okay, so bum up. You're just going to bend those elbows straight behind you. Now it is true that if you had a step or a chair or something that you could put your hands up on, this exercise would definitely be more challenging. I don't happen to have anything close by, so this will work just fine. Perfect, so we're going to take a little rest. The next one, we're going to hold that tricep dip in the most uncomfortable part. Okay, so dip down. Don't let that bum touch, okay? It has to be free to move, but those elbows are really bent behind you. And of course, because they're working, they're burning. Just a few more seconds. Great, take a break and shake them out if you want. And get ready to do more dips. So down and up. Okay, great. One more little rest here, and we're going to go back to holding that tricep in the lowest part of the dip. So bring it down and hold, but don't let that bum touch. It needs to be free to move, otherwise all your weight is being supported on your bottom. It supports our weight a lot of the time. It doesn't need to be supporting it right now. Awesome. Now we're going to hop up, all the way up, back to our feet. And we're going to be jumping. We're going to do a vertical jump straight up. Okay, so you're just jumping straight up. Really put emphasis on those calves when you're jumping. Sort of like you're doing a calf raise with a bit of a hop attached to it. Okay, take a break. Next up, we're going to do a calf raise hold. So we're going to go up into the calf raise and try and hold it. It's really a balance challenge. So don't feel bad if you stumble out of it. So raise up on those toes. Try and hold. If you got a chair nearby, you can try and do that. If you have a wall behind you, hold on to that. I'm trying to pick one spot and just focus on it. It's very challenging to hold your balance. Awesome. So we're going to go back to that vertical jump again. Get our heart rate back up after we were down on the ground. Okay, so again, like you're doing a calf raise, but just jumping right at the top. Really focusing on those calves when you're jumping. Awesome. Now we just have to do that calf raise hold one more time. And then there's only one more group after this, I think. Okay, roll up on those toes and try and hold it. We're almost there. Great. So next we're going to do some high knees. So it's like we're going to be running but trying to get our knees really high. Okay, so you're trying to get those knees up to waist height if you can. You can put your hands out and sort of try and tap them to give yourself a guide as to how high you're trying to get. Okay, so for the static one, we're going to lift up one knee and hold it. It's kind of like we're standing like a stork on one leg. So I'm going to take my left knee and hold it up. The higher up I hold my leg, the more challenging it is for your balance. And when you look, you think, how hard is it to stand on one leg? Well, it can be challenging. I can feel my ankle wobbling. I've got my core really, really tight. Okay, take a break. We're going to do those high knee running one more time, and then the hold on the other leg. So get ready for the run. So again, we're focusing on getting those knees nice and high. A really good cardio move here. Almost done. Perfect. Now this time, after the break, and I catch my breath, we're going to hold the right leg up. Okay, so take it up. May help to put your arms out. May help to put hand to your belly button. Pick one spot to look at and just sort of stare at it. Tummy tight. And just do your best. Woo! Awesome. Grab a quick drink of water and come for the cool down. Okay, our cool down, we're going to start with a boxer shuffle. So just shuffling that weight back and forth. Again, these are just like the warm-up, 20 seconds each, no rest in between. We're just starting to bring the heart rate down again. So we'll do a walking jack. Nice and slow here. Good range of motion, but nice and slow is fine. All right, I'm going to pull my left leg up for a quad stretch. Now we're just going to switch and do the right leg. I'm going to pull my right leg up, give it a good stretch. Next up we have a hip flexor stretch, so I'm going to put my left leg behind, roll those hips forward, and I should feel a nice opening in my left hip flexor. Hopefully. Mine are tight, so I'm definitely feeling it. And then switch off, let's do the right leg. When this one's done, we're going to get down on the floor and do a butterfly stretch. So a few more seconds here though. Okay, come on down. Put the soles of your feet together. Grab your toes with your hands and pull down. And try and keep those knees close to the ground. Okay, we're going to do a seated torso twist. So pull your left knee up, hook your right elbow over, and twist to look over your left shoulder. Feels really good for that upper back. Okay, switch. Right leg up, left arm twists over knee, and look over that right shoulder. Perfect, that's the end of our workout. You made it through 24-ish, pretty rough minutes. That was great. A lot of great muscle burnout there. Be sure to subscribe to so you get all the newest workouts, and I hope to see you again soon. To keep up to date with the latest workouts, subscribe to my YouTube channel and click like on Facebook. Have a workout request? Send it at gosimpli.ca/contact.